am Amanda Whittemore with Quality Living with Peaceful Support. What is quality living? Where does it come from? How did we get here? All the questions we've always inquired about. Absolutely, inquiring minds want to know. Well, here we give so much appreciation and thanks to the KCIW LP radio program for all of the donations, the volunteer hours, endless nights up editing, cut and paste audio sound, all that it is to present these beautiful tones and sounds 24/7 to our Curry County. We are most grateful for the sponsors and the generous donations that come from our local and international support. Thank you again. We appreciate all that participate here with KCIW. Okay, listeners, tell me, how can I best be of service as this radio program, Quality Living with Peaceful Support? I am a yoga teacher. I instruct and guide yoga Pilates movement. I've done it for many years on a volunteer basis. At the current moment, I am at Reps Gym here off of West Benham in that big, huge seascape building. Also, call or email if you're interested at any time for personal courses. It is a privilege to be able to be of service, to give movement to all levels and all walks of life of people that are needing to move through an emotion, a thought, a sensation, a feeling, whether it's stagnancy, pain, anything that is of dis-ease, any situation that is happening within our bodies, within our minds. For me, being a yoga instructor, I've found that sitting and dwelling, or sitting and contemplating, thinking, overanalyzing, people have said I overanalyze, I overthink things. And I've learned to practice and do my best to move through thought, move through pain, move through trauma, move through all the different courses and actions that are necessary to improve the element of well-being, honestly, to improve the quality living. And with that is a way to teach and support others how to do that. And so let's see how we can make this happen for the best for all of us. And give me one moment while I reconstruct this soundboard here. And let's see here. Okay, pardon me. Yes, thank you. These are part of the normal technical difficulties of operating a soundboard. And let me see how we can best be of service for all. Let's see. Okay, got it. Figured it out. Okay, thank goodness. Oh my gosh. We have to do something a little bit more productive, I feel. Sometimes, do you guys as listeners, KCIW listeners, do you ever have the situation where you feel that others feel that you're doing too much? Maybe you've tapped into too many things and you have all the different courses and actions and all the different levels of unique situations that are happening. And you tell yourself, I'm not doing enough. We haven't done enough yet. Like, it's about to happen. Something is about to happen. What is it? Nobody knows. And you know what? that's okay. That's okay. We keep moving. We keep the energy flowing just like a waterfall or a river or the power of the ocean. We keep in motion, because if any reason that we cannot move through our situations, it's so important to be able to accept the present moment and move through it with inertia and tell ourselves we are doing enough. We are enough. And maybe honestly, if we can be honest with ourselves, if we have yet to fully achieve what is enough, sometimes we have to keep going and situations occur and happen, and there sometimes really is too much going on and too much happening that we are not always fully able to update everyone or bring them all to the moment of confirmation of these things are happening, these things are not happening. Sometimes we plug people in and we have so many moving parts that we need more people to participate to keep the inertia. And that is relative and vital for all that are working in different projects. To, let's say you have a commitment. Let's say you have a time that you or someone is allegedly or factually said this is or this is not happening at this time. Sometimes when things are put in place, the person creating, organizing, delegating, designing has little to no time to remember everything that has been set and or tap back in to ensure that everyone will be on point. They are programmed to literally keep going and show up and ensure that all is covered. They're willing to step up to the plate and cover every bit of the project. And this happens with yoga. This happens with our own personal practice. It's part of a practice that is overwhelming sometimes. We show up to the yoga classes because there's a teacher there and there's a room clean, set, prepared, waiting for us. There is an outline of a movement of a program that will be guided and so joyfully detailed to where we show up, we empty our minds, we turn off too much. We turn off the process of needing to do all the things or fulfill all the actions. The music is on, the environment is set, we have community, people are with us, and there is so many moving pieces to the simplicity and the joy of creating a yoga class, even for showing up for a yoga class. Sometimes we're early, sometimes we're late, sometimes we get there just at that perfect time, and everything flows. It is a pure joy, a gift. And for us to do our practice on our own level, we're already doing so much for ourselves and for our community and for our families and our jobs and our positions and all of our nonprofit projects, which is that we are with the capacity to show up for ourselves, and it's so good. And once we get in the habit, in the practice of showing up for ourselves, we start to feel almost invincible, to where we may as our individuals in our world that operates, have delegated so many people to do all the things. However, because we are familiar with the tiniest adjustments, where let's say we delegate a person to clean the studio, we delegate a person to get the mood and the atmosphere and set the music, we delegate a person to get the props ready, and all these lovely little minute tasks that are already, they're extremely important. As simple as they all have their strength. And the teacher in their mind literally has a playlist, gets there with ample amount of time to walk the room, set the atmosphere, check the lights, greet the people, get everybody set and fully prepared to lead the class, especially if they've already delegated all the positions. They give room and space to everyone to show up to do their part. However, deep down inside, from doing our own practice for many, many, many years and showing up for ourselves, we have learned the importance of showing up for ourselves. Hopefully that makes sense. Here on the Quality Living with Peaceful Support show, at this moment, we are talking about how would you use this term? A representation of how showing up for ourselves creates room and space and confidence and confidentiality to ourselves, of acknowledging that, especially in our busy worlds, if we have set for things to happen, we always have to be prepared for them to not happen equally. It's a fine-tuned balance. And there's only one way. Through movement. And that is the beauty of yoga, is it has guided and taught so many the balance between movement, breath, and stillness. Stillness is a practice of allowing all other things to move around you. There's still movement. There's motion. There's action. However, this is in a different form. It's a conscious movement. It's an awareness to the fact that if you move your body into position of stillness, then everything else can move in its place and give room for us to move into our positions. We can apply this to so many parts of our life and our world off the mat. In our homes, especially driving. Oh my heavens. Applying the structure and strategies and learned lessons of our practices of our yoga movements, our asanas. And asana is a Sanskrit word that is of a pose, a posture, a position. Asana. That is what we physically see people doing, getting into different positions. People often ask, why do we get in certain positions? And there are probably millions of yoga instructors and millions of yoga teachers, scientists, philosophers, doctors, physical therapists. Everyone is going to have their own response, their own educated experience, and they're probably all going to be correct because that is their experience, that is their education. We are here to support and learn. That is part of the union, of the yoking. The word yoga is to yoke, and union, to connect, to join. There's many translations. The language of Sanskrit has been in existence for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, as the Hebrew language is one of the most ancient also. So many thousands of years we have been with these languages. And the sound and the affliction and the enunciation of different words give different actions to our movements. And just so that we have an idea of what exactly we're listening to, what is going on, I am Amanda Whittemore, and I am a certified and insured business license, all the good yummy stuff for the geometric yoga that I teach and instruct and guide in pretty much everywhere that I am called to do this. I am here for you. I am 100% available and here for you if you need someone to move your body physically through pain, through injury, through emotion, through just for the joy of moving, honestly, to stay active, to give some tips, hints, or just have a person to practice with. I bring people to the rivers, to the oceans, to the jungles, to the forest, yoga studios, venues, rec rooms. Pretty much we can do yoga everywhere and anywhere. I've brought the aerial stand. I'm sure some of you have seen that in town. I do have an aerial stand, and I bring it many, many places. I have performed on the Venice Beach Boardwalk with the aerial stand. I've taught there. Many other places. People like to know, I know listeners, we get to see each other in town, hear who we are, and, we want to learn more, and there's not enough time in the day. So I'm grateful for the quality living with peaceful support program so that I can have a moment to share with you about the experiences that I've had that have moved me through all different types of courses and really strengthened me being a human here on earth, especially through yoga. And aerial yoga is a really unique course. I have taught and utilized and learned with geometric yoga, which is a basic formation with shapes. And with those shapes, we create these geometric patterns within our body that tap on all of our organs, our senses, our emotions, that strengthen our weaknesses and grow our consciousness and heighten our intelligence with awareness to the present moment of being in our bodies. And there's so much to it. And doing the groundwork has brought me to a place where I have been able to fly and do these movements in air with the fabrics, the ribbons, the support from the silks. It's a unique concept, and it is extremely supportive. It's the most fun I've ever had, and there's many other places that I have been able to perform and been asked to teach aerial yoga. I've driven that aerial stand that you see around town to the Baja area, Baja, Mexico. Turns out it's not California. It's, even though it's called Baja, California, it's Baja, Mexico. Literally, it's you cross the border, you go to Mexico, and that's the only way you're getting to Baja, California is through Mexico, because it is not part of the United States. I learned that you have to have Mexican car insurance to cross the border. So it's a little update for everybody. However, yes, I've performed from the middle of America, Sun Valley, Idaho, all the way to the tip of Baja, California in Mexico. I've brought the portable part of the aerial to teach in Costa Rica. And that's where I learned. And I just want to thank Alicia Schultz for your teaching and guidance. And thanks Sophia Tom for your teaching and guidance. And Horacio Aurora for your teaching and guidance, and many, many thanks to the 4 spectacular teachers in Thailand that I studied with. I really want to thank you also, because there's so much for us to learn and show. And honestly, one of my greatest teachers, Mr. Bill Pierce, he has passed away. He was a vet. He was a medic in Vietnam. That's what I'm trying to say. A medic in Vietnam. And Bill Pierce, may you rest in peace and be as happy in your spirit world as ever. I just really honestly thank you for your teachings to teach me to simply show up for yourself. He would make a joke and he would say, all you have to do is show up. The rest happens. If you never show up, it can never happen. And I have honored that for over 20 years. I'm getting a little teary-eyed because that's just such a really powerful one right there. Just like, we aim to show up for others and for everyone and give people space and time to teach them and educate them and get them on board. And they do their best and they're always there and they always show up. And, I apologize as much as everyone else. Sometimes I'm late or I'm early or I can't remember all the things. And, I'm doing the best I can to show up for myself and for everyone. And Quality Living with Peaceful Support radio program has really been a benefit on so many ways. And for listeners that are out there, please email contact@kciw.org. Yes, you are fully welcomed and invited to email contact@kciw.org. We are here for you, and we're here to participate, to really hear about the listeners. And if any of you are ready to get your own radio program, your own radio station, most important is to get a sound engineer, to get someone who can record and do the best they can to teach you to do the soundboard. Because that is the most important, having somebody to do the audio for you and teach you how to operate the sound equipment. And the rest of it, producing, people show up, they sit in the chair, the microphones are ready to go. KCIW volunteers and donations and sponsors have got the station to an operable phase. We are really honestly almost outdating ourselves and really ready for equipment, an upgrade of many levels for all the things that we have happening. There's so much to the program. There's so much to the radio station, and being part of a larger tower, as we all know about service and reception and things of that nature. Thank God for the internet and for this being on a podcast. It is the gift that keeps giving, the ability to share this link, kciw.org. Literally, go to the website, hit subscribe, listen everywhere and anywhere you get internet service. We have friends in Thailand. We have friends in, let me think, everywhere in the world. Colombia, everywhere. Central America, Europe. And all the places. And it is just so much fun to be part of something bigger than us, to show up for ourselves, which ripples into being here for everyone and for others. And it is just such a gift. I really thank all the listeners and all the participants with the KCIW over the years. And for radio in general, the history of radio. Like, seriously, how did we get to this level? It's so peaceful. There's so much quality to it. Every chord connection, every microphone, the audio bits. If you guys could see the station, I'm not sure if any listeners have been into the radio station, we could do a tour. I'm up for that. I'm not sure if, I'll have to ask the board. However, let's do, maybe even, students, elders, members, all ages, anybody who is interested in learning about radio. It's part of movement. We move our bodies through these electrical fragments, and it's just a gift. Sometimes we never know why until it happens, and even then, 10 years later, we're still looking at that situation, whatever it was, good or bad, no judgment. We're like, oh, yep, that's what happened, or oh geez, nope, never happened. No idea how, when, where, what the situation was. It just is or is not. And that, we can bring that all the way around to the connection and the joining of our thoughts, our emotions, our physical body, moving through the frequencies, and just having a moment with ourselves to really be at peace. And I thank you, KCIW. Thank you, listeners. And this is Amanda signing off of the Quality Living with Peaceful Support program. We have so many more juicy guests coming up in the future. Please keep tuning in and do review past segments. All right. Enjoy your evening or day or whatever time you happen to be tuning in. You just love yourself. Have a great day.